Abhishek, welcome to the Electrical Guru. This is Generator Protection System Part 2. So we have categorized our generator protection system in three parts like Class A, Class B and Class C fault. So let's see first what is Class A. So if a fault is of very serious nature and reflects to the generator transformer, turbine or boiler, that is the fault is likely to cause a direct and very serious damage to the unit even after isolating the unit from infinite bus. You can say that Class A protection is very serious nature, like it is going to impact the generator transformer, turbine. So we have categorized this protection in Class A protection. So what will happen if Class A protection act? Before that we will know that what are the protections under Class A, like what are the faults in the generator which is of a serious nature. So these are the protection in Class A protection, like 87O, that is overall differential, which includes the unit transformer, the generator transformer and the generator. Then second one is 87G, generator differential only. 64F, generator rotor earth fault. 64G, generator earth fault. Generator transformer differential. REF, standby earth fault. Overcurrent. Vauxhall, OTI, WTI, all the protection related to generator transformer. UAT differential, REF, SEF, overcurrent. Since the UAT is connected with the generator, so we need to isolate the UAT too, and we need to isolate the generator transformer. For that we have kept all this protection in Class A protection. We have another like backup impedance, 95% to 100% stator earth fault, overcurrent, loss of excitation, overfluxing, VYF, over voltage, over frequency. All this protection comes under Class A protection. These protection are of very serious nature. Now what happens if a Class A protection initiates? Like generator breaker is tripped. If a class protection acts, generator breaker will trip. That means we have isolated the generator from the infinite bus. Generator field breaker trips, it should trip, because if generator field breakers not trip, since generator is still moving with the help of prime mover, generator will circulate its on fault and it is very critical. So generator field breakers needs to be tripped. UAT trip, changeover from UAT to SAT happens, boiler trips, turbine trip and Class A annunciation appears. Now just let's have a look at SLD, like what is UAT, what is SAT and what is the requirement of changeover of from UAT to SAT. So I am drawing a single line diagram. This is generator, this is generator transformer, suppose this is 11 kV generator and this is star delta transformer, step up transformer 33 kV, it's going to the grid, and we have here you can say UAT, unit transformer, star delta, delta star, sorry, any of configuration, and this is our bus, and you can say this is load, there is a bus coupler and another transformer, you can say SAT, and which is coming from the grid. Now this is 11 by 6.6 kV because bus is of our 6.6 kV and all the loads are up to 6.6 kV level, and SAT is, suppose our grid is 33 kV, then SAT will be 33 kV and 6.6 kV. Now what happens if class A protection acts, since as soon as the generator synchronized with the system, generator started the power to the grid. At the same time, we have also connected a transformer in parallel. So here a step down transformer is there. So we have a bus and it supplies the load. In case our generator trips, it will stop supplying the load. Here is the load. It will stop supplying the load. Here is a bus coupler. In this we have also some loads in bus B. This is bus A and bus B. In that situation, bus coupler is closed, only UAT is in line, then SAT is off. Then we must need to change over from UAT to SAT. UAT fails, then SAT will come in line and there will be uninterrupted power. Uninterrupted power will be there from SAT. So SAT will ensure that loads are getting supply even after UAT generator fails. So these are the basic SLD. We can discuss more if you want. So these are the mainly class A protection which is implemented in the industry, in power plants or wherever the turbine system is. So class A protection is a very serious nature. We need to isolate the generator breaker, generator field breaker, UAT, changeover, everything you have to isolate. The next class is class B. So let us stand in class B. What happens? The consequences of certain fault are such that the generator is not required to be isolated from infinite bus immediately, but prime movers and boilers are tripped immediately. Because of this action, the generator doesn't speed up and stored kinetic energy is utilized. Now what happens in class B is generator is not having any kind of fault, so immediately you don't need to isolate the generator, but there is some problem in either boiler side or turbine side. If turbine trips due to some mechanical protection, if boiler trips due to some protection there, a lot of protections and interlocks are there in the boilers and turbines. So we can also discuss, but it depends upon your interest. I can share too, but here we are only focusing on the class B protection. So it is not required to immediately isolate the generators, since there is no fault inside the generators. Just because of turbines and boilers, we are isolating the generator after some time, because even if the boiler or turbine trips, we have kinetic energy. So that kinetic energy is being utilized by our generator. So what are the protection we have categorized in class B is loss of excitation stage 2. Loss of excitation, there are two stage 1 and 2 that we will discuss. Generator under frequency with df by dt, generator negative phase sequence, low forward power. These are the protection which is kept under class B, that is the scheme. And what happened if class B protection acts? Like boiler trips, boiler bed get tripped, then turbine trips. If turbine will not get a steam, then turbine will also trip. Class A operates through low forward power. That means even if the boiler trips, turbine is still rotating and kinetic energy is being utilized. So a moment will come, then generator will deliver a very low forward power. There is a setting. So generator also tripped on low forward power. That means class A protection acts, then class B annunciation appears, then class B occurs. So in class B we have also isolating the turbine, boiler, transformers, generators, but we have different scenario. This is because of mechanical protection. Class A was totally focused on the electrical protection, that we are saving the generators, but here we are saving the boilers and turbines. So in that way class B protection is schemed. Now we have class C protection. So what happened in class C is the consequences of certain faults are such that the generator is only required to be isolated from infinite bus. The generator will only feed its auxiliary through UAT. Please refer this SLD. In class C protection, we only need to isolate the generator from the infinite grid. That means here we will not deliver the power. That means here is a breaker. So generator will feed only UAT, and we can utilize this generating voltage to the loads. Of course, we have to drop the load to home load. Normally 5 to 10% are home load in captive power plant. If we generate 50 megawatt, then 5 megawatt will be your home load. So it will come at 5 megawatt, that means load will throw only, it will generate 5 megawatt. So normally class C, you can say basically it's protection for the infinite bus. Suppose if infinite bus is having some problem, infinite bus has tripped, then in that case we isolate the generator breaker from the infinite bus while the generators rotates and it supplies the auxiliary through UAT. Now what are the protection comes under class C? Dead machine protection, reverse reactive power, reverse power, pole slip, under voltage, under frequency, generator transformer overflux, GT device protection. What are the generator device protection in OTI, WTI? If there is a problem in generator transformer, then we need to isolate only generator transformer. So this protection comes under class C protection. These are being schemed in that way. Now what happens if class C protection act, which strips generator breaker only, known as class C. So only it will trip the generator breaker while it will supply the auxiliary through UAT. So these are the protection comes under class C. So we have categorized all the protection in three class A, class B, class C, and on which basis we are dividing class A, class B, class C. That means class A is totally focused on generator protection, class B is mechanical protection, class C you can say there is a fault in the power system. So in that way we have categorized, and at the same time we have also covered these protections. So till now we have only discussed the class A, class B, class C protection, and based upon your interest I will share the basic knowledge apart from the settings, calculation, setting criteria, what are the settings, how it is used, how it is calculated. We will share, don't worry. Till then enjoy this video, and if you have any queries, feel free to ask. We will discuss here and we will clear our doubt. Thanks for watching. If you like and if you have learned something from my video, then please like and subscribe for the new upcoming video. Thank you very much.